The rogue investor Nelson Peltz continues his quest to take over a woke Disney. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But first, hi, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to my vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture from film, television, celebrity news, and so much more. Be sure to like, share, leave me a comment, and of course subscribe here at the StudioJake vidcast. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs. Once I do, I'm going to do a live stream where you can ask me anything. I will be taking questions from the YouTube chat. I'm at 989, so just 11 more to go. I really appreciate a click of that subscribe button. All right, so I've mentioned Nelson Peltz before. A lot of news outlets keep trying to call him an activist investor. That is a real Wall Street term, apparently, but they are, of course, trying to give it a bad connotation for the audience, for fans, for viewers, when in fact, Nelson Peltz has been kind of known to go into companies that are failing, turns them around, and even either spins them off from his company or he keeps them a part of his firm that he owns. And right now he's trying to do that with Disney. He had tried earlier this year, and it seemed that he was going to succeed, but then he kind of made a tactical withdrawal. But now he's back after a abysmal summer box office for Mickey Mouse. I mean, oh man, loss after loss after loss at the box office. So it seems like he's going to try again, and he has actually laid out his strategy on how he wants to take over Disney. So this is according to Bounding Into Comics, which I highly recommend them. They're a great place for nerd news or just entertainment industry news in general. It's boundingintocomics.com. So this is from their reporter, John Trent. Investor Nelson Peltz, the founding partner of Trian Fund Management, explains his objectives and tactics when turning around countries. Peltz recently engaged in a proxy war with the Walt Disney Company and is reportedly looking to take over multiple seats on the company's board of directors. In January this year, Trian Fund Management nominated Peltz for election to the Disney board, claiming that the company's share price has declined to a near 8-year low. The company has materially underperformed the S&P 500 over 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 year periods. They give the margins. The company also noted Disney's operating performance has deteriorated, including a 50% decline in adjusted earnings per share since FY 2018, despite parks' profitability surpassing historic levels. After citing these poor figures, Trian declared that Disney's current problems are primarily self-inflicted, and need to be addressed. So basically, yeah, he tried to get a spot on the board, didn't work out, made a tactical withdrawal, and now he's not trying for 1 seat at the board, but 3. The article continues. He went on to say in an interview with a reporter, Rubenstein, this is Peltz speaking now, "We're not an activist investor. What we think were once great companies have lost their way, and we need to have a plan for them to get back to greatness again. And that's what we do. We're not there to leverage up these companies," he continued. "We're there to split them up. We're not there to do all the terrible things that typically go along with the term activist. We're just trying to get these companies to operate better the way they used to." He says, sometimes no one is thrilled that we're there. Some are much more receptive to hear what we've got to say. We put together a white paper to go over the management, and that white paper stays private as long as we're in conversation. And if we want a board seat when we think that we're ready to give, and when we think they're ready to give us a board seat, it will always stay private. But if they refuse to, then we make the white paper public. So basically, a white paper, for those of you who don't know, it's a pretty common term, but just in case, is basically a study. It's supposed to be like, hey, this is what's going on, here are the issues, here's what caused the issues, here's how we can fix it. It's very scientific-y, but anyway, I know I'm speaking like a savage. I don't really care, but to continue, I actually would like to see some new blood at Disney. I always praise Mike Eisner, who led the Disney Renaissance. He was over Disney when films such as The Lion King were coming out, but then he just stayed too long, and that's how you got the direct-to-DVD sequels. That's how you got the failure of some of the international parks, and that's didn't work out with Bob. Bob Iger came along and he had a good plan. We're going to acquire a bunch of IPs so that we can leverage new fans. The problem is he didn't like the fans that came with those IPs. He didn't like Pixar fans. He didn't like Star Wars fans. He didn't like Indiana Jones fans. He didn't like Marvel fans. So he's so they engaged in, fan abuse, basically, where they were calling us all kinds of names, accusing us of being bigots, and then started incorporating this woke sort of nonsense into this company. And Peltz has recognized that issue, and he wants to try to leverage his board position to get Disney out of the business of woke, which personally I think all companies should. Woke people don't have any money. That's why even their thought leaders have to, every time they make a speech, put up their PayPal username so people can donate money to them. It's very auspicious and very sinister, and the sort of messaging that no one wants to see. Most people, when they go to a movie, they want to either engage in escapism or they want to be uplifted as art, whether it be film, the written word, or painting, or a sketch, whatever it is. Even AI art should invoke some sort of upliftment to humanity. And yes, I know there's exceptions to that. There's certain genres that are separated from that. Fine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The point is, no one wants to go to a Disney movie to be lectured about their imagined privilege. No one knows how about a person's life, unless they make it public, obviously. And so taking these cues from these social media weirdos who, don't have jobs, they drink soy all day long and pay $5 for avocado toast, and then wonder why they don't have any money. Everyone thought that this was going to be some new market that they can pull into. And there was some initial success. Nike, for instance, they went woke. They didn't go broke. But Nike appears to be lightning in a bottle. Instead, most companies that do, like Disney, like Warner Brothers, like Anheuser-Busch, whenever they decide to take that route where they're going to be whipped into submission by a bunch of special snowflakes, then their companies see a downturn. And hopefully, if it's not Peltz, hopefully someone like Peltz will come along, or they'll get a new CEO like what they had with Bob Chapek, and they can adjust. It seems like most of the rumors about Disney being sold to Apple have started to die down. I was kind of skeptical of that rumor. Bob Iger has too much of an ego to be the CEO that sold Disney. If Disney was to be sold, he's going to pass it off like what he did with Chapek. He's going to stay chairman of the board, but he's going to have a CEO who's going to kind of be a puppet that he can pass all the blame off on, and while cashing that Tim Cook check, right? And we're going to see more of this. I think we're going to see more people trying to get on the board. And, it's very annoying because wealthy people who claim to care about pop culture, or maybe just the culture generally, they had an opportunity during the pandemic when all these entertainment companies were being shut down because of the pandemic's protocols. And they had an opportunity to get on these boards, but they didn't put their money where their mouth is. And so now we're stuck. But now they get to make rage click, videos and stuff like me. I'm under no illusion. Whatever the case may be, I do hope Disney stays independent. I think it should. Disney is an important part of Americana, and I do hope that the ship rights, because I do love these properties, even the ones that they've acquired, but they've just mismanaged them so poorly, and so hopefully we can get someone on board who can manage them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to StudioJake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.